Merry Christmas, everyone, and happy holidays. Welcome to your December 2024 astrological forecast. So, you know what? There are two new moons this month. Okay, the first one is on the 1st in Sagittarius, and the second one is on the 30th in Capricorn. So, new beginnings at the beginning of the month and at the end of the month, and so whatever happens in between, whatever. Okay, Mercury is still in Sagittarius the whole month, and it's retrograde up until the 15th when it finally turns direct. And you know what? I am a Sagittarian. I have Sagittarius rising. So, also, okay, along with the sun in Sagittarius. So if I forget something, whatever I'm saying here now or whatever, I repeat myself, please just ignore me, okay? So anyway, on the 6th, Mars, still in Leo, turns retrograde. On the 7th, Venus moves into Aquarius. Also on the 7th, Neptune turns direct. On the 15th, there's a full moon in Gemini. And again, also on the 15th, Mercury turns direct in Sagittarius. And then on the 21st, the sun moves into Capricorn. Up until that point, the sun is still in Sagittarius. Okay, and then again, that new moon on the 30th. So, a special shout out to my subscribers for supporting me, your continued support, liking and sharing, and commenting on my videos. I thank you for all your donations and any way that you help to support my channel. I really, really appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel and you like this video, be sure to subscribe, okay? And anything you may need to know is down in the description box below, but there's a link to my website, but there's also my email address. It's just easier to email me and ask me whatever it is you would like to know regarding like chart services, okay? So, and don't forget to check out my weekly forecasts, which are now daily shorts, okay? And for all of you, when I post these monthly videos, if I have a short that is attached to the monthly videos, people are just clicking on the short and they're not getting to the monthly video. I guess they're not realizing that there's a link below in the short that will take you to the full video, full-length video, not just that little short. So please keep that in mind, okay? Now for your forecast. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Cancer. So, the sun is in Sagittarius in your, let's see here, 6th house. That's where you have the sign of Sagittarius. And Mercury is still here, and it's still retrograde up until the 15th when it turns direct. And the new moon is in Sagittarius on the 1st. So your 6th house is your co-workers, the kind of work that you do, the workplace, your house of health and your house of service to others. So, the sun's here the same time each year. So, this could be the time where, whatever new things happen in the workplace. Usually the beginning of the year, companies decide to change things. They wait till the end of the year and then start new in January. So it could be something like that, some kind of changes going on in the workplace. If you've listened to my video from last month, I believe I mentioned about Mercury being retrograde here. A lot of times, you and your coworkers are told like incorrect information in order to do like your job, your assignment, or whatever. You know what I mean? Or your work schedule is like so screwed up, or if you use a time clock or something that doesn't work right. People trying to take off for the holidays, maybe they had, or maybe you had already chosen, certain days off in December, and all of a sudden it's like not showing up on the calendar. Someone else took that day before you, or weird crap like that. Okay, so there's a lot of screw ups going on in the workplace when Mercury's retrograde. So they all get it gets cleared up. I mean, this new moon here on the 1st is a start, okay, because Mercury went retrograde on November 25th, so it's still kind of new in there, you know. So maybe you guys might have already caught yourselves from from doing something incorrectly. It's usually turns out that it's not your fault. It's whomever gave you the instructions, and sometimes it's not even their fault, you know, because that's what they were told. You know, weird stuff like that. Okay, but again, that new moon could also bring new policies or something within the company, you know, that will start more than likely in January, and neither good nor bad. You know, it could be something though that is in your benefit, for all you know. You know, but yeah, the sun here, you know, just means that, you know, work more or less is like your focal point right now. The sixth house is also though the house of health. So, you know, this could be the time of year where you have a checkup or you at least schedule one. This is also the house of service to others, which is, you know, an arrangement or agreement you make with someone who comes to you asking for a favor, and in return they offer to do something for you so you both benefit from the arrangement. It could be something like that going on, and you know, it looks like it works out even with the Mercury retrograde here, okay? So then on the 6th, Mars is still in Leo, but it turns retrograde on the 6th. And where you have Leo in your chart is your second house of earned income and possessions. So even just having Mars here does make you a little bit more aggressive in earning money, or at least like developing a side stream, a new stream of income along with what you already have. So that could be, you know, with the Sun and Mercury in your sixth house of work, you know, could be you're asking maybe to have your workload increased, or you are just looking for something on the side that doesn't have anything to do with you where you currently work, or even if you don't work at all or you're retired. You know, there's still something when you have Mars in the second house regarding money or possessions, okay? There could be something that is yours, it's due you, you know, and that's why you do have to kind of chase it or go after it, or make sure that attention is still on the fact that, you know, somebody owes you money or whatever. You know, the second house is directly across from the 8th house, okay, and where you, they're both money houses, okay. 8th house is other people's money and resources, and this is where you have the sign of Aquarius. And Pluto is in Aquarius right now, but Venus also moves here on the 7th, okay, which is very helpful. But 8th house is like financial institutions, okay, like in America we have the IRS, or it's a bank or a credit card company or something or other. You could be having problems, you know, trying to get even a bill, because this is the house of creditors. A bill like figured out, or, you know, finding out that you're being charged for something, especially like check like your insurance, like if you have medical insurance through where you work, okay, make sure that they're not, they didn't slap all these extras on there and you're paying for stuff that you don't even need, that you never even signed up for. Same thing with like any kind of insurance, right? But you know, with with Mars retrograde in the second house, you are reviewing, okay, you know, like an investment possibly to see how it's doing, or you are checking your bank statements or your credit card statements, which is always a good thing to do, okay. But I do have to mention with, first of all, with Venus in the 8th house, you know, if you do have to ask someone for help, no matter who it is, but even if it is a credit card company or a bank or something like that, usually you'll finally find someone who actually does their job, you know, and is very helpful, for you. Also, the 8th house is other people's money and resources, and it's passive money coming to you through means other than earning it, such as a legal settlement, insurance payout, inheritance of some kind, or a refund of some kind. It could be an increase in credit or an increase in a bank loan. Did I say prize money? Yeah, it could be winnings of some kind. So I do have to mention, though, when Venus and Pluto are together, it does bring about like an obsessive quality for a little bit. And usually it's with Venus here, everybody thinks of romance right away. Well, it doesn't always have to be, but I do have to mention that the 8th house is directly across from the 2nd house, where you have Mars in Leo, and Venus and Mars are the love planets, and they are directly across from each other. So you may even be having a bit of a test of wills with someone if you're married, or if you share property or bank accounts or credit cards with someone else, okay? It could be something like that going on here as to who owns what and who owes what, okay? So, or, you could have someone, if it's like even outright romance going on, that wants to give you something or leave you something, and it could be like a pretty big deal. They may even somewhere down the line like make you their beneficiary, okay? It could be a bit of a secret. I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, well, I'll do it now, okay? Jupiter is in Gemini, okay? Where you have Gemini in your chart is your 12th house of secrets and confidences and activities by you or someone else behind the scenes. It's also many, many other things, okay? But Jupiter's retrograde right now, and there's also a full moon in Gemini on the 15th, okay? Now, someone could be wanting to name you in their will, or wanting to make you the executor of their will, or they could even be putting you in charge. And we're back to the 6th house with this service to other things, okay? Because the 6th house is directly across from the 12th house. We had a new moon in Sagittarius on the 1st. Now we've got a full moon in the 12th house on the 15th in Gemini. Okay, somebody could be trying to put you in charge of their estate or their affairs. Okay, could be because of their health, whatever reason, okay? But it looks like it has to be kept a secret. Could be to keep it from family, or for whatever reason. Maybe it might upset someone that you have the power, because Pluto governs power, that you have the power that they feel they should have. Maybe it's a family member and you're not a family member. Maybe this is just someone you know. So, it could be something like that, that they're either putting you in charge of their affairs, or they are actually making you their beneficiary, or they're even just giving you money. Somebody could be giving you money at this time, or possessions, okay? That's another thing with Mars in the 2nd house. If anybody has anything of yours, you're going to go after it. And you will get it back, because you're not going to stop. Even if they tell you they don't have it, or they keep blowing you off, you want your stuff back, right? So you really don't even have to worry about that, because it will happen whether they like it or not. Okay, but yeah, around that full moon in Gemini in your 12th house, something's going on behind the scenes. It could be even something with work. Something happening with a coworker or a boss, or even the company. And even then, you may find out about it. When Jupiter's in the 12th house, you usually have help behind the scenes. So you could, be friends with or close with a higher up that pulls you aside and lets you in on something. It could be anything, okay? So, back to, let's see here. Okay, well, the sun moves into Capricorn on the 21st, and there's a new moon in Capricorn on the 30th. And Capricorn's your opposite sign. Your 7th house is directly across from your 1st house of Cancer. And the 7th house is the house of close relationships and partnerships, whether they're business, romantic, or friendship. Also the house of arrangements and agreements. And for the longest time, Pluto was here, okay, directly across from your planets in Cancer. And it was a kind of power struggle for the longest time within some kind of close relationship. This is also arrangements and agreements in the 7th house. And sometimes it isn't even a person. It's like an entity, like a government office or something that just would like yank your chain. You had to check with them all the time before you were able to do something. Well, that's gone. Pluto's gone from there. You may not even feel that just yet, but somebody would always try to keep you under their thumb. Okay, well, Pluto's now in your 8th house. Okay, so you don't have to deal with that anymore. So with the sun and the sun and the new moon here, it's like really no big deal this year. Maybe previous years it was always something, you had to deal with, but it's actually pretty good. It seems like that you are spending more time within one of your close relationships. And the new moon here on the 30th brings like a new beginning within one of those relationships. Could be more, more like a closeness or something. If it's business related, it could be maybe you're going into business with somebody for the first time. You're discussing it, or a friend. Or if it's romance, again, because Venus is here up until the 7th. So there was really nice relations going on here within your close partnerships and friendships and stuff like that. So the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Cancer on the 15th, 16th, and 17th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and the moon is in Capricorn on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 30th, and 31st. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, gambling, or speculation, and anything to do with children is the 11th, 12th, 13th, 25th, 26th, and 27th. The best time for money is the 5th, 6th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. The best time for your career is the 9th, 10th, and 11th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 7th, 8th, 9th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So, happy holidays to you, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. See ya.